I'm Teresa. Thank you for joining me here today on my channel. Today's project is a quick and easy one to make a Halloween decoration. If you don't celebrate Halloween, you can certainly adapt this to an everyday project or maybe a Christmas project just by changing up the stencil that we're going to use. We're going to be decoupaging some gel printed tissue paper onto a bottle, and then if I just turn off my overhead light, we're going to fill this with a string of bottle lights and create a really nice fun piece of home decor, all just ready to stick in the window for Halloween. I'll clear this out of the way, get set up with my plate and come back and show you how it's done. I'm going to begin by quickly running through the products I'm using today. The gel plate I'm using today is my 5x7" gel plate, my Jelly Arts brand plate. Don't need anything any bigger than this. I'm working on smallish size pieces of paper today. I've got some paints, and I've got a neon pink, lemon yellow and Mars black. These are Arteza acrylic colour paints. And I'm going to be using a stencil. This is a Halloween project because this is October, and I'm using this stencil. Now this is by Creative Expressions. That's a UK based company, and I'm using this one. I really like it. I mean, I do have other Halloween type stencils. I've got this spider's web one, another skull one here. These are both by Dilutions. So, you know, if you haven't got this one, if you can't get hold of this one, I'm sure that you can find something similar and a similar theme wherever you may be in the world. I've got my brayer. This is my Speedball rubber brayer. I've got some scrap paper here for cleaning my brayer on in between colours if need be. And today I'm going to be printing on some tissue paper. Now this is just some white tissue paper. This came in packaging and I'm going to be recycling it. You do need to be careful with tissue paper as it is quite fragile. But you know, you shouldn't have too many problems. If you get the odd piece that does tear a bit, it doesn't matter. With the project that we're doing today, we're going to be piecing this on so you can get away with a few accidents in the paper. You just need to be gentle with it really as you're removing it from your plate. You're going to need an empty bottle. This one here, this was a vodka bottle. I think it was Whitley's Rhubarb Vodka. It's got a slight pink tinge to it. And you're going to need a set of string bottle lights. And, you know, these are the type with the cork on the end and a string of lights. Now, I do have, I think in my affiliate Amazon links down below, Amazon links to lights similar to this and some decorative bottles if you don't happen to have an empty bottle lying around. It's going to be quite a quick and easy project. I don't like to spend too long on things for sort of Halloween decorations, Christmas decorations, because they're only sort of out for a short period of time. So it's nice to have a quick and easy project that you can get completed, get that out on display, use it for whatever season that it's intended for, and then pack it away. So I'm going to begin by putting some of the neon pink and lemon yellow paint down on my plate. And then just using the brayer to create an even coating of paint. I want to cover my pieces of tissue paper with this first layer. So I'm sort of just tearing it into a manageable size pieces. Going to press it down. And then carefully remove it like so. And I'm going to do this on several pieces until I think that I've got enough that I can completely cover the surface of my bottle with some sort of overlapping. Once you've got a few pieces, and I've sort of got, what have I got, 1, to 4 double-sized strips here, which I think is going to be more than enough for what I need. It's time to apply some black paint and pop my stencil down. I'm going to use the stencil to mask off the black so that our skulls will be the nice bright pink and orange and yellow colour, and the background will be blacker to give the skulls the definition. So I'm going to lay my stencil down, and I'm very tempted just to chop these into 2 pieces to make it easier, just to make it a little bit more manageable on this second layer. I'm just going to press that down so that we can pick up the detail with the black paint. And carefully remove our tissue paper and set it aside to dry. I mean, if you don't want this to go to waste, you could always, you know, take another piece. We could do a reverse. And pick up detail like that and have the black skulls with the glowing eyes. That's quite fun as well. I am going to be cleaning my plate off in between with a little bit of water and paper towel, just because I need the definition from the stencil. So I'm just going to repeat this process on my other printed backgrounds. So I've got my pile of prints that I've done here. I think I've got enough paper. I want all my prints to be this way round. I'm not going to use this, but you know, if you like this, that's absolutely fine. I didn't waste the paint from the others. I've popped it onto some white paper here, and I can cut that up and use it in another project. But to attach our tissue paper to our bottle, I'm going to use some decoupage medium. And this is the Americana decoupage medium. This is the satin one. I'm just using what I've got in. Mod Podge would work. A matte medium would work. You can use a matte finish, a gloss finish. It doesn't really matter. As I say, I've got this bottle of satin. I'm going to use this. I'm running low on my matte and gloss finished ones. I've got myself a paintbrush. I always use a fairly old paintbrush just in case it all gets gunked up with the medium and I'd have to throw it away. I don't really mind too much then. I'm going to pop a bit of this in a palette and then start applying it to my bottle. And I want the area that is all patterned. I don't want the plain bits. I don't want necessarily the bits that are solid black. So I'm going to be tearing my tissue paper to remove the bits that I don't want, and tearing it also gives it a slightly more feathered edge, which means it sort of blends in a little bit better when we glue it down. If you cut it, it's quite a harsh edge and you tend to see the joins a little bit more. So I'm going to pop some of the adhesive onto the bottle, and I'm not going to be too concerned if I get some wrinkles. You know, I'll try and avoid them as best I can, but it really isn't the end of the world whether there are some wrinkles in this tissue when it gets put on or not. Just going to tuck any bits underneath, just so that we don't get a harsh edge around the bottom. I could always pop a bit of felt or something underneath if we wanted to protect our surfaces that we're going to pop this on afterwards. And just be gentle as you're sticking it, as you're pressing it down. Don't sort of rub at it, because as I say, tissue paper is quite fragile. So just press it down to stick down in place. I will be going over the top as well, but because it is fragile, I'm doing my best to avoid over wetting it just yet. So that's my first piece in place. I'm going to do the same with the other pieces. And I'm going to overlap slightly. I'm also going to stagger so that the edges are not all lined up. So overlapping that and having it so that the join is about halfway round. I'm going to press that down in place. And where the bottle just narrows, just going to flatten it down. So where I could pop a little bit more just to make that lie flatter as it's creasing up a little bit, just to fit. And I'm going to continue doing this all the way around until my bottle's covered, and then I can go over the entire surface with another coat of the decoupage medium just to help seal it, protect it, and make it a little bit more long lasting. And here's the finished bottle now that it's completely covered. Really nice. Let it dry. If you want to give it 2 or 3 coats of the decoupage medium over the top, you'll get a much more hard wearing finish. Just make sure that you let it dry completely between each coat. All that needs to be done really now is to pop our bottle lights inside. This is quite a nice long string. I think there's about 20 lights on this one. But they should be really easy to find this time of year. I mean, there's lots of places that do sell them, but especially now in the run up to Halloween and Christmas, they'll be in, you know, all the craft stores, home decor stores, even, you know, supermarkets would probably have them. But as I say, I'm sure there are some links in my Amazon storefronts down below. So I've got those in there. I'm just going to turn the lights down in here so that when I switch them on, you'll be able to see better. And there you go. That's what it looks like. Obviously, if it's completely dark, it would look even more effective than this. But I think you can see the effect that we're getting with the lights shining through. You know, the tissue paper is translucent, and the fact that we've got a nice high contrast design there really lights it up well, and will make a really cool decoration to pop in the window or on a shelf. If you don't like Halloween, if you don't celebrate Halloween, you know, you can use all sorts of patterns. This would look great with like a bold polka dot pattern or something like that. Maybe you want to do something for the holidays and you've got a Christmas design stencil that you could use. But today I just wanted to share this. We are in the middle of October now, and I thought this is a nice, quick and easy piece to create, just to add a bit of fun for your house for Halloween. I know a lot of us are not going to be able to celebrate in the way that we would normally do with social distancing and limits on gatherings at the moment due to the situation that exists here in the UK, definitely. So it would be nice just to brighten up the house in a holiday sort of spirit anyway. But as always, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And please come back next week because there's a very special video happening next Saturday, hopefully. And you don't want to miss out on that. But for now, that's all. Bye.